Have been blessed to have a spiritual teacher, a guide, a life coach, all rolled up into one brilliant, beautiful teacher who calls himself John. And John comes through, he's a disembodied being, and he comes through a woman who is a channel, a trance channel. And I had my first session with John in 1990, and I try to touch base with him once a month, sometimes even once every 2 weeks. So it's been a long-term relationship, and he has changed as I have changed. His guidance is so different than when I first started. I used to ask him questions like, there was just an earthquake in LA and they're predicting an even worse one, and I'm only 90 miles away. Please scan and tell me if I'm in any danger. Because he had the ability to read energy and read potentials. And he said, no danger, no potential for danger. And those were the kinds of questions I asked for many years. Well, at a certain point, my level of trust grew, and I no longer needed, didn't need that kind of level of prediction. But I wasn't aware that I had reached that point. So he gave me a little nudge, and he stopped answering those kinds of questions. And he began saying things like, beloved friend, when you know you are the presence of love, you could walk right through an earthquake and just be totally safe. And that was a new way of perceiving for me. But then he took it a step further. I was feeling fear about the potential for a nuclear strike. I think it may have been even before the Russia-Ukraine thing. I think there was some talk of North Korea striking San Francisco, where I lived at the time. And so I asked him about the potential for that. And he said, Scott, if you get nuked, it's meant to be. So what? What a way to go. And it really wasn't easy to hear. But over time, boy, did I get it. Like, there's no conditional surrender left. It has to be unconditional. I am in danger nowhere, and including I am in no danger from cancer. I am in no danger from dying. I mean, once you get that death is not dangerous, everything else it just becomes part of the cosmic joke. So that's my contribution to today's beautiful lesson. And I love how it ties in with the theme of this morning with God is in charge. And this is what allows me to channel songs. This is what allows James and Vicky to just open their mouths with no preparation. There is a lot of preparation to get to a place of no preparation, right? There's the preparation of daily practices that help you surrender the fear that causes you to think that you need to prepare for something. So, who would like a little support today from yours truly? I am so happy to share my gifts. It could include tapping, if you're open to that, as an energetic intervention and a way of sort of like somatically doing prayer work through the acupressure points in the body, so that the dense form we call the body actually receives grace, not just the mind. So who are you feeling lucky? Who's feeling lucky and blessed and worthy enough to ask for help?
Hey, I am.
Ooh, yeah!
Ooh, yeah. Post chemo, my hair fell out, bald.
Uh-huh.
A bit of an experience for a gal. Now we have it back. It seems like it's a nice hat. However, what I'm thinking, and especially out in that full moon, that's not going to be blue full moon for 33 years. The energy, I don't know if the rest of you have been feeling the energy that the earth and the moon have been sending us. It's immense. Well, I've lost it.
What have you lost, Judy?
Well, in my thought, but in the centering, in the joy, this is where we stand. This is where we are. And in the cauldron of pulling things out, in the witchy cauldron of pulling things out, and God is in charge attitude, follow the prompts. Holy Toledo, has that been the shortcut for me? Right through.
Are you celebrating right now and you want to share that with me and the group? Is that your intention right now?
I'm here to party. Yes, of course I'm here to party. We are God's children. We are here to celebrate this light that we are. Yeah, and let the dark corners dissipate and be. It's so hard sometimes. It is so fucking hard sometimes. So hard. And yet, grace holds us, music, movement shows us. And I'm learning techniques and methods to ease my pain, keep in the flow. And I think you know.
Ooh, you're starting to rhyme, and that ain't no crime. And maybe it's time for me to unwind and share some wisdom with you. Now, would you like a little tapping?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hello.
Hello, Judy.
And how much we appreciate you. And
Thank you, darling.
hello, silliness, my old friend. I've come to laugh with you again.
Indeed, you remember that.
Oh my God, I have memories. Yes, yes, uplifting.
So
This.
let me respond a little bit. So for those of you, and there are quite a number of people who are in and around the Course in Miracles who, rightfully so, for them, deny that the things like the full moon or Mercury in retrograde have any power over us whatsoever. And then there are those who are, let's say, attuned to those things. Their frequency is sensitive enough to feel the subtle energetics of things like a full moon. And what I sense in you, Judy, is that your aliveness is amplified. You've allowed this time period, this moon, to really raise your frequency, and it brings up everything from like just a vibrant enthusiasm to some tears here and there, and you're just letting it all flow. You're trusting, you're dancing. This life is a dance. And in fact, actually, let's sing about that. Life is a dance, any way you look at it. I know that life is a dance. Find a partner and sing your best song. Trust now and come to the dance. We know that life is a dance. Indeed. Is there anyone out there? Now, of course, there is no one out there. We're all in here. But is there anyone today that would like a little energetic recharge, some healing? I'm here to help, truly.
Yes, I want to. Do you hear me?
Yeah, Sky, I hear you loud and clear.
Uh, well, I have dated some men, and now I'm dating with uh, a new man, and I want to hear if it's something with me.
Um,
He is something with me.
uh, uh,
If it's a relation with me, if he has a good relationship with me.
you want state a little bit more clearly what you're wanting right now.
Well, I
You
have
want
3 men I have had, and they all want only sexuality. And I want more. I want partnership. And now I'm dating with someone new, and I want to know what his energy is,
all right.
if you can see that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be a tough cookie with you, my friend, because remember I just shared about like how John stopped giving me those kinds of energy gifts and seeing into other people and all. He just stopped all that because it wasn't serving me. But I do want to say that you are attracting some men who are into sex because you're hot. Isn't that fun to realize that you're still got a
Yeah,
girlfriend? Yahoo!
yeah. But
All right.
it was
So
a little bit too much.
I know, which is great because then you get a chance to practice your no, no, thank you, not for me. And then each time you say no to what you don't want, you get a little closer to the vibration of attracting what you do want. And yeah, for those of you, well, actually, is it okay for me to share a little bit from our coaching sessions?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Yetska worked with me last month, and she mentioned that she was open for a relationship, and I suggested she go online and find a dating site in the Netherlands and she just did it like over a weekend. She just like did her profile. She started dating, like it's like been like taking the crash course, the speed course in in dating. And dating is its own animal. It's set up so that you can get to know somebody over a period of time without necessarily rushing into false intimacy, because intimacy is not like instant coffee. You have to build trust over time. That person's learning to get to know you. You're learning to get to know them, and all the hopes and disappointments, and then hopes and disappointments. There was a book I read called "If the Buddha Dated," and it was about like dating as a relational practice, a meditative practice to cultivate the art of detachment. Who knows? Maybe this person will be with me for the rest of my life. Maybe next week I'll have to say no. And it's being in that uncertainty with trust and delight that is far more important than getting some intuitive to tell you whether this person's going to work out or not. Being in the unknown with comfort and delight. I'd rather be in the unknown about this and just let it unfold than having somebody show the end of the movie to me. It's a good movie. You don't need to see the end. You don't need to see 3/4 into it. You can be right at the very beginning, enjoying the mystery. And know that you're learning so much. You're learning, to witness your hopes and disappointments, your expectations, your predictions. That part of the mind that goes, "Oh, he's the one." Yeah, laugh at that. Laugh at that. We're all the one, right? And the other thing, when you're committed to being the witness of your mind, and you're in dating, you're dating somebody. What does that mean, really? It really, for us at this age, at this time, I think we can all accept the fact that A romantic partner is just a best friend that you get sexy with. And you don't create a best friend in 2 weeks or 2 months. So we learn to take our time. Some people are, they say, well, I'm in my 70s. I don't have the time. Either this person's the one or not. And, I need to know. It doesn't work that way. That's just our ego's control structure. And you know this, and it's easy to say, but sometimes harder to practice. And that is, you are already whole and complete, and you could be perfectly wonderful without a partner. And so anybody that comes into your life is a playmate that adds icing to this incredibly delicious cake called your life.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. That song I sung the other day, This Is It?
Yeah.
One of the lyrics is, you can be platonic and avoid the colonic. You could be romantic, call it tantric, and you're safe. Or totally skip the relationship trip and be celibate in an anchor hold or a cave. Now, I like the idea of seeing a romantic relationship in particular, but all our relationships, as colonics. Because they will bring up shit that you didn't know was in your system.
Yeah.
That's the gift. And it's fun. I hope you enjoy yourself, whether or not any of these relationships work out. And what does that mean? They're all working. Everything's working. So, like Elvis saying, love me tender. Let me change. I'll change the lyrics a little bit. Let's see. I have it in my head. Give up your agenda. Life's a treat. Let illusions go. No agenda, you're complete. Love takes time to grow. No agenda, no expectation. Celebrate the unknown. No agenda, life is sweet. God is leading you home. Oh. Awesome, Yetska. That was fun. This is kind of like Dear Abby. I remember that, except it's like Dear Scott, and you don't have to write me a letter. You can just unmute and speak about something you want support for. And we have time for one more person who would like some support today.
Thank you.
Hey, Scott.
Hola, señor.
Morning.
Good morning, Joshua. Wow.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. We got
I just recently chose to stop being a software engineer.
being a software engineer.
Correct.
Cool.
Yep, I'm free. And so it's a very long story, but I'll be going to Africa to travel for a while, just to explore. And I'll be starting a program with James, I think today. I think it's starting today. His daily program, which I'm very excited about.
Spiritual coaching, the mentorship, or yeah.
I'm not sure what the title is, but that sounds right.
Yeah, whatever. Good for you. Wow, lots of change.
Yeah. Very exciting, very good. And the message today about surrender, and that's been exactly, I haven't had anybody teach me. It's been all Satguru, for lack of a better word.
That the man from YouTube.
No.
Oh,
My
be
spiritual
your
conscious,
own
soul
guru.
conscious.
You are you.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, so it's been a series of books, from Ram Dass to Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj to James, and now like Ivan Antic too. If you don't know Ivan Antic's name,
No.
his exploration of the metaphysics of astrology is blew my mind. Ivan Antic. I'll type his name in there. Can't recommend enough. He's a Serbian guy. Anyway, he's absolutely in this. He understands. I am looking for a community and for people. I think this is probably going to be one of those big services for me with this group. James was brought into my world in one of those supernatural unfolding type processes that happen, and suddenly James Twyman is looking at me on the screen, and it's a YouTube video where it says "I'm coming for you," and it says that look of his where it's like that look. Anyway, it was all very clear. And so I guess whatever support you might give someone
Sure. Yeah.
a newbie.
I'm all ready. All right. So Joshua, why don't you give me your full name 3 times, please?
Joshua Ian Hamilton. Joshua Ian Hamilton. Joshua Ian Hamilton.
All right. Well, first thing that comes is you are in recovery from the world's definitions of responsibility.
Oof, that sounds extraordinary.
You are in recovery from the world's definitions of responsibility, and when you said you lost you gave up your job, I almost wanted to say travel, dude, but I didn't have a chance to because you went right into telling me about your African experience. So you are so right on, so guided, and so listening to guidance that every step of the way from here on in is going to feel like the James Twyman experience you had. Wow, life is so full of synchronicity and serendipity and guidance, and it's like you get to have a second childhood, and it's a happy childhood, and it's like returning to the level of trust you had when you were a small child, but now with an adult body, with a lot of life experiences under your belt. And it's as if like the weight of those life experiences, that you're like taking off that belt completely, letting your pants fall down if they must, and just experiencing the rest of your life as camp. Yeah, I mean, what's funny about Namaste Village is that people come here and they experience it as camp. But some people experience it as boot camp. And some people experience it as summer camp. And it's like the summer campers, and I'm happy to be one, get to sort of like pass on that energy to the people who are working really hard to get it, attending all the classes, and it's like I can just feel the stress and anxiety of trying to get it right. And for you, it's falling off, and I recommend highly that you don't take any of this too seriously, because this is the dessert part of your life. And the more you try to get it and grasp it and figure it out, and it's slippery. It's like a bar of soap. You try to grab it like that and it slips out. But the more you approach it as this is my playtime, this is my dessert time, this is my fun time, the more you're going to grow spiritually without even having that conscious intention.
Amen.
Indeed.
Amen. Life should be effortless. Life
Yeah.
can be effortless.
And it's my personal opinion is I would never study with any kind of spiritual teacher who's not loads of fun. That's just my bias. If I'm not having fun, then I don't care what they're saying. It's not for me.
Amen.
Goody, goody. Oh,
And yeah, I'm interested in your energy healing as well. All this stuff is so new to me. I went as far as you could go in the wrong direction, in the Western side of things and measuring things, and all it's also new. It's also Hogwartsy and magical, and
yeah.
it's the cake. And I'm so grateful to be here, and I am open to everything.
Well, very cool. Joshua, I put my well, I put my website up there in case you are, wanting to look at my work, and
Absolutely, I do.
you can always email me from there. And except it's not a link you can click on because I put space in between the W. Anyway,
I'm a software engineer.
you're a recovering
You need tech
software
help, come to
engineer.
me. I'm your guy.
You are recovering from a lot of years of predominantly left brain development, and now your right brain is just ripe and ready for the next stage of your life. It's beautiful, and it's great that you're here and that you're open and you're a student and you're a master, just like all of us. So when you're with James or anyone, avoid, if you can, the temptation to think of them as further evolved or in some way different than you. Because this is not, James has a specialty, right? He's devoted. Well, your specialties have been different. You have mastery over many things. So now you're evolving to a new place. And it's great to be a beginner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's romantic.
Yes.
It's special. Uh-oh. Danger! Scott's using the word special. All right.
Special dangerous.
Let's close this out with a song. Actually, let me tell you this little story, how this song came about. I lived in a Course in Miracle community in 1984, 1985 in New Jersey. And Alan Cohn was the leader, but he didn't like calling himself the leader. He just wanted to be one of the guys. Anyway, he would bring luminaries to teach workshops. And that's where I first met a man who called himself Maitreya Stillwater. And he changed his name back to his birth name years later. So he's now known as Michael Stillwater. And he came with his wife at the time, Maloa, to lead a weekend workshop. And during the workshop, he channeled songs for each of the participants. He would have people get into the center of the circle, and he would say, what is your dream? What is your vision? What is your heart's desire? And then he would create a song. So when it came to be my turn, and he said, what's your heart's desire? I said, Maitreya, I want to do what you're doing right now. I feel like I have it in me. I've never seen music used this way for healing and medicine, and I know I can do it. And so he created a song, and so 6 months later, I was giving a concert in Ocean Grove, New Jersey, and at this time period, I was mostly a funny guy, and I had done like a 2-hour concert, and everybody was ready to get up and go home or have some snacks. And I heard a voice say, "Sit everyone back down. You're ready." And I knew exactly what that meant. So I said, "Hey, everybody, we got an experiment. Give me a few more minutes." Turned out to be 2 hours more. But I said, let's form a circle, have somebody come into the center and share something that they got going on, they want support for. And so somebody said, like you, Joshua, I just gave up a job. I don't know what's next. And my heart just wants to play. I don't want to work anymore. And so I actually, I know channeling, it can be seen as something, it's something we all do. So I channeled a song that stayed with me. Actually, I think somebody recorded it and I was able to listen to it, and this is what it was. I got a brand new occupation, and it's to live in celebration every day, every moment of my life. I got a brand new occupation, and it's to live in celebration every day, every moment of my life. Used to be, misery was my full-time job. Weekends and holidays I would play. Then I saw the little ones, 24 hours of having fun. I knew that I was born to live that way. I got a brand new occupation, and it's to live in celebration every day, every moment of my life. I got a brand new occupation, and it's to live in celebration every day, every moment of my life. I used to only giggle when the time was right, when the proper people gave me their okay. Then I saw when it came to cheer, this world needed some pioneers. Now I let myself be joyful every day. Sing it with me. I got a brand new occupation, and it's to live in celebration every day, every moment of my life. I can see you, some of you are dancing, great. I got a brand new occupation, and it's to live in celebration every day, every moment of my life. Every day, every moment, every day, every moment, every day, every moment of my life.
Bravo, you are so talented.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I believe that is true, and so are you, and it's okay to not have a clue what to do. So I'm leaving my email. Somebody said they want to email me, so I'm just leaving my email address in the chat. scottkgrace@gmail.com. And I leave you with a very serious homework assignment. Now, forgiveness is great medicine. Acceptance brings serenity. I want to challenge you this week to bypass forgiveness and acceptance and go directly to celebration. Directly. Oh, I just heard from the IRS. They want to audit me. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I've never been audited before. Oh gosh, maybe the auditor will be my soulmate. All right. So enjoy. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Friday, same time, same channel. God bless.
Thank you, Scott. Bravo.
Bravo!